And the tradition, what you are that's right. You are fighting over this. The formalities have been done. We have introduced to the chief. We have introduced the chief of the spiritual leader of Tamale and his elders. And by taking the Quran, I mean the formalities have been done. Now, within you have come by the Ashanti to see idea of
we say, we are asking to be accepted. What we say is we will be a fan.
The fire, the one who swim, the diva.
We are coming from God. And with God, we have 7 divisions. We begin from Gbewa. When we come to Nuumo, go to Teshi, then Osu, La, then Gamashi. Now, these divisions I've mentioned Nuumo is the elder.
On question after Mama. Nuumo Tindana.
And then Ayawaso happens to be the trading center.
Ayawaso the training center.
Ayawaso is where I am coming from. In the year 1660, over 300 plus years, Ayawaso was attacked by the people who call Gborbu. And they destroyed Ayawaso. This made the people living there, those that were not killed or wounded, they had to move towards the coast. Just to begin a new township. This made others to come and join, like the Fanti, like Bo and the likes. They all came together. And the Europeans by then had also arrived on the coast, so they were also part of the making of Accra.
So this time,
the Europeans brought a religion they call Christianity, and that destroyed our tradition. And it is like a little history we also learned of Dagon, that the Germans attacked the land of Dagon and then destroyed a lot of things. Now, the gap I have mentioned, the big date that covers the whole of the Gadan is Nuumo. And the head of the spiritual leader over the bigger deity called Gborbu.
And
so the spiritual leader is called Wulomo. We had to invite us from Ayawaso to come and join him so that together we can raise the image of God. This development has led to other tribal groupings also to join Nuumo to form the division over there. The Gborbu for some time now is looking at how governance from previous governments up to today. He's not happy about the way they are treating traditional worshippers.
Wulomo, ne Mushan and Gagare, only Katana, Radfield, you day, going when I did Tindana with Tatacha, who should carry Gborbu.
And so he often calls leaders from the 7 divisions to come so that they decide on how the image of traditional worship can be lifted.
So that is now the step in there Apena. How can I look at the Tanzania? Look at the Kalna, then the cover,
He makes them to understand that he has brothers, and to be true, the Wulomo now, his maternal side is from Bare in the northern region.
When I show my Wulomo, they might be Kawi Barena, which are the north of Bare. That's around
So the big deity that we have at Gbewa, there is a similar one among the Bare.
The commercial Malay Nuumo, the keeping the Bare.
And so whenever he is organizing festivities, people come from Bare. And if Bare is also organizing something, he sends delegates to join them. He goes to his temple, and sometimes when he comes out, he will be saying he has a brother called Tindana. He has a brother called Tindana, but we don't know. Until last Saturday, he organized a conference and then extended a hand to Tindana. But the Dagomas, in Accra, brought 3 representatives to attend this very conference. And so Wulomo is saying that whatever was discussed at that very conference, we have to come in his stead to present his words to the head of Now, his words. The Wulomo's words are that ever since the Europeans ruled over us until we are sitting today, governments, both past and present, would never do anything with traditional worshippers, except when government is going to organize a program. And then they will call a Christian pastor, they will call a Muslim leader, and then call a traditional leader to come and pray. So after the ceremony, the pastor will go and do his church. Government knows about him. The Muslim leader will go and do his mosque. Government knows about him. But as for traditional leader, he is not known by government. And he went on to say that tradition was already there. Tradition gave church land to build the church. Tradition gave land to Muslims to build their mosque. And if the three groupings all pray, why is it that government has given Christians 2 holidays in the calendar, Easter and Christmas? And government has also given Muslims 2 holidays, Eid Fitr and Eid Adha. What about the traditional leaders who also pray? Why is government not recognizing them by giving them similar benefits on the calendar?
Now really the point in the map, but church map, the Bayi, India, Easter and Christmas. Cutting soon, but the Bayi, India, then cut down. Look at going to break when young, open piggy, down shining tea, the Tindana map, over that, yeah, what do you do?
He knows himself as Wulomo. And he says his brother, Tindana, is also the head over this bigger group. Then when you go to Ashanti, they also have Isumankwa. And when you go to the Eme, they call Nuumo. When you take the Ghana Constitution, nowhere in the Constitution, from page 1 to the last page, there is no mention of Tindana, there is no mention of Wulomo, there is no mention of Isumankwa, or can you hear anything like the Wulomo of the Volta region? You go to Western region, the leader, the spiritual leader, no, nothing about spiritual leaders inside the Constitution. And he's asking why.
Your neighbors some constitution, Ghana constitution. Then I'm for the people who have the Bible. Now, I'm here to share it. Cover Africa, Bole, Tindana, Wulomo, some of Bole, Western region to without now,
and he sees this as discriminating against traditional worship.
No, you do not go in a Sutuma, ne sutum banma ka wura zo ka wura free will by constitutional.
And this constitution only mentions chief. But Tindana is bigger than chief. And Wulomo is bigger than chief. So why is the constitution only talking about chief?
Ne only ne constitutional kunya chief na ama we are Tindana be Wulomo be Hono kakunya chief ne Tindana ni gare nanma Wulomo Hono ni gare nan de Accra mane Kotari.
Therefore, if the constitution is talking about chief, constitution has also added another title, paramount chief, which means if care is not taken, one day the paramount chief will see himself bigger than Tindana, bigger than Wulomo, bigger than Sumakwa, and that is going to bring a very bad image for the entire communities that we have.
Now really constitutional. Now really constitutional. Bama chief by any. Bama ba chef by. Paramount chief. Katinya tumutike tumatuma. Paramount chief atinya no ungare Tindana. No bumina no la. The Tatushi for Jana. There are done the Sabine, the baby, the Shana.
To continue, the paramount chiefs have been given a special attendance. Government has created something he calls Regional House of Chiefs, and only paramount chiefs go there. Another National House of Chiefs, only paramount chiefs go there.
Now, I'm going to the government House of Chiefs, the National House of Chiefs. Then I'm going to challenge Captain Dan Buddha.
Now, Wulomo wants his message to his brother Tindana, so they can come together and tell government that when the paramount chiefs normally go to handle cases at their level, people return and rather worse things happen. Either there are confrontations, destruction, killing, and the like when paramount chiefs handle cases at the Regional House of Chiefs and at the National House of Chiefs.
Ababima, Ongulma, ne joueur Pangati Yaka, Limabia, Chen, Naya, Tumana, Babun Lana, Atenia, Number Greta, with Tabelia, with Sudama.
And when the communities involved in cases begin fighting and killing and destruction, then you will see the same government coming to the spiritual leaders to go and pacify the land.
Really, Anthony Jim Banton Banana. Bango man, no man who can come down with Sunday. No chapter, Banana.
He is saying that if the spiritual leaders are the ones that pacify the land, then there is the need of letting spiritual leaders also have a second chamber at the Regional House of Chiefs and at the National House of Chiefs, where Tindana can also be at the Regional House of Chiefs or can be at the National House of Chiefs, so that if chiefs handle cases and there will be any aspect of consulting the spirits, it can help.
No wonder in bag, you something meeting government. So that the man you share it, other House of Chiefs, the National House of Chiefs. The man was like a Jew, travel by Pasha, Motu Kena, Geneva Man Santamia, Radia Pasha, the Name, Liam Champe,
and so his words are like these. Then he went on to say that if a chief and a chief gotten themselves into misunderstanding, a chief can look at that very matter. But if a spiritual leader and another spiritual leader enter into conflict, chief cannot settle that one.
No, you're trying to none like Sally, Nana Melta, Nana Melta. Then that's what we kill. I'm a dear Tindana, Tindana, and Peter. Then that took correct who's on the kill.
But the spiritual leader can settle cases between or among chiefs.
I'm a Tindana into Malay, then you are coming
and so his words at the conference, which brought government officials, other paramount chiefs, and all Wulomo of Accra, they sat together and decided that one word must be built, and this very message would go to government, so that the constitution, it is now being revised. So in the revision of the constitution must mention Tindana, mention Wulomo, mention Usumakwa, and then mention Wulomo. And if there is any other spiritual head in other regions, their names must reflect in the constitution. So that the constitution must not only be for paramount chiefs and government officials. It is like they are killing traditional worship. And without traditional worship, then the constitution cannot be complete.
Constitutional, so my constitutional. Ne Tindana, Tindana should not have big Ghana. You got the constitutional. The bond of actually, the Luzoka, the Cayman by Guinea. The day the bank was on the woman, the birth for a car, and then Malta, a woman, Papa yesterday, the mountain.
He also sent word that in Gbewa and in Accra, he is trying to write the histories of the major deities and then how the major deities should be worshipped, so that generations yet to be born must see such documents or documentary to enable them have interest in the worship of the traditions.
Kalma, one of them, look up yourself. But also that my Bishop is normal, but to be on Bang, Doma, no Canada, no Canada. So no,
his handicap right now is that he, the Wulomo, doesn't travel far from the major shrine.
The almost when you on Bishop Blanc, or two cotton catcher, what a man, those who Ottoman, or 2 years, I don't know what to buy. Look up, Ottoman.
But he has his deputies that he can send or delegate.
I'm on my day, or Mother, who put them.
The whole of the greater Accra region, he is the superior.
Greater Accra region now. One what in the
And then when you go to Tamale and Togo, major deities over there, he is in charge of all that.
Naturally, the home to the Tindana in my Nuumo,
It is because as we call them, they are from Kush, present day Ethiopia.
But we are Ghana. We are pushing. We are going to Ethiopia. So, Baba me to Banana. Nuumo, then I was again. He's lamenting that so it's all over.
Okay. So they moved from Kush, that is Ethiopia, came down along the Nile River until they entered into the Savannah area, then came down to the coast.
Now there's Ghana. Now there's another Ghana, but I've got the convention owner na nan ke siman kan hare na de aka sima na ukina na Gborbu aka.
So from the Savannah region along, when you look at the Nigerian map, there is a lake at the top, the Chad. They stayed at the Chad, then came down south, passed through Nigeria, but they are not Nigerians. They passed through the land, passed through what used to be Gbewa, passed through Nuumo, and then came to where they are at the moment.
Original Ghana, and when that was to Shagari, Brunia Edema, and Smithson are good to Shagari. I catch a book in Savannah, North Savannah.
So, Ghana knew that a kingdom like Ghana used to be. Ghana people knew of the Mele Empire and the Songhai Empire, but they came along the coast, so they did not experience the superiorities among them. They were by the coast.
The Tindana captor from one day, Dama, that Ghana, Madame Yarushalam, Madame Piade, Wulomo, Pampama. So Gaminia, we may and
so if we are here by the dictates of the Gborbu, he wants himself and his dear brother to foster brotherly unity, which should be this way. If Tindana is organizing something, he can extend a hand to Nuumo so that Nuumo can select from the other 6 divisions then we will come and support him. And should we also do something, we will beg that representatives from here should also come so we can join hands to do things together. If this is done, Volta region can also join, Ashanti can also join, and together we can have one voice and then speak our language to government.
Yeah, no, that's so me. Tomorrow, I'm a artificial engineer. I'm a viewer. No one in my shit. Number one, yeah, she stops up here. No, that's so me. I'm very long, shall I? We chat about how. The way I go, shall I? Keep that up and do so. The Bugatti put the bell down, shall I? When Tumna, ye at Kana. Anyaka commencé Tindana, Oban, Kana, Anyaka the Butarian Tindana, the dam, the Namapano, Toma, Katoma, equal committee, Nyama, or Penega. A married one way in tea, Nabasava, the long new one, commenting on Kama, in Yanni. That I should extend heartfelt gratitude and happiness.
So,
that his happiness for extending his greeting to me is that he thought he was alone, not knowing he had a brother who was facing the same problem. So he's very, very happy. That if he knew that it was such a message, very powerful message to bring, he would have called the other Tindanas around Norway, and this would have entered for the food. But despite that, he would call them or he would visit them in their rooms and tell them about the message of God. And as you said, people have come and they think they are the owners, but the owner is there. So at times we be here with him and laugh. He has been telling us, people will come. That I should inform you to tell his brother that whenever there is an occasion, please inform him early so that he will come. He will select some of the elders and they will come. And when they come, their mouth will now be there. Actually, he can move. He can move. Yeah, why he moves, the vice is there. And the prince of the elders. Some are going to farm, that's why the place is more full up. Yes. Some are going to farm. But whenever you have any occasion, be it small, be it big, please inform him. He will come with some of his elders. He's the one who is happy and I should thank you for the message. Never. Now they slow. Just like yeah, now they slow. Never sorry you to show about the Tindana. Then come and deny that was not that yeah, about my question. Be bagged. Yes, sir. So,
also said we should do this to be in a way to the school campus.
never can I'm a bima with camp. But then I never put through Canada. Never got the bone, we'll book them up. We'll come young from our down. I've been with that. So I go. Tindana, Galoyan, we shall come here, Tamale, or yet come. Tamale cannot be shut up one, among Montagne. Now, so that to say you would come to come. Where is some book man? You have to do Mama now, when some book man will come in the show. But where is that Pulvania? Some of the trainers are not so Shampuranga, what it does. I never so with what the document we have brought, we are going to do and also send around for the wage. Actually, the elders and the Tindana, as tradition demands, they are going to where we are small, to go and show to our grandfather, because they can send you and you go and appear somewhere and say you are born, you go and sleep. But with this, when you go and show it to him, to show that yes, you really came and there is what one you have finished. This one you have finished. We are going to do photocopies and also distribute to other Indian palace. So that whatever they have also got, they will bring it some our grandparents. If you may please step forward. That is our tradition. For you to know that a big man has sent you, we have to let the big man know that we have come to do his business. No, you live with that. No,
Kuran da tare kun bushe da kuna kubana na ci kuna mo da kuna abanin cip tun kulka to yara mulsa sajjama tun wushin katin mama gumsu bulderna shin balin katin mare batuna shin balin katin mare bulan ga sere su shin balin katin mare bulan na gumsu su shin balin katin mare bulan mutun ne su shin balin katin mare bulan na solution balin katin mare bulan na solution balin katin mare bulan azin do solution balin katin mare bulan mamma solution balin katin mare bulan alege solution balin katin mare alege solution balin katin mare bulan mamma de sula mala ba sula katin bulan da solution balin katin mare bulan ban nan bulan abramani albarka bi mun ban bal ma ku kalbele mun ban bala solution katin mama bam jam ko biya jin katin mama bam do sa kun mo ko sa tom da kula biya jin bal da katin mama mun ban da ko ko yu da kula biya sunu ta bu ta da kula biya bam ba yin da ba da kula biya jam bam biya ne mai war kamar kulu na kunne sadai mai war kamar kulu na kunne ajibin da mun kuma da isa ko bam ramu ji ya ya mashi ko ba so kashi da yin da ya ka kun nan da ne mun mutu wa kuru wa mai ka mun to war ko na asibisu balam yuna man ne shammo abanin ba su ya bam abanin ku na sun jira da ta so bai ne wudu ka kuno mai ne bam jan mun kutu ne kar jira mun kutu ne kar da ko ba su ya tu mun tan ku ga ta ko ban da re gar wani ne san fito sor ko da la ora nya alzanda dalam pacar boni bau da pula pinya ja priti mo nyeren ngri da pula pinya mo mbetanda ku so da pula pinya so mo mun sa so da pula pinya bil mandili ngere abanda nan pula abamanda boy karfir bam gengeri bitana mo piru nanumba bitana mo piru ku si bitana mo piru dungumba abara cha yu ku piru amma ma boy karfir bam bunda ni ko bam bunda so so ye jawo Bulunjarna balmayoyi, batuna balmayoyi, kumana balmayoyi, toyari boni sada bulana balmayoyi, kundo kalba fitarum mo kunde suda bulan biya shinam balal katamba, yini zana bayilu kun tomjan kasna bayilu kun batul kunyam batul pasara kinya, batul bawiya, mereka jenis real sore dan toma bakana itu bawi kalle, shari binu shari kunan shari, bakam biya dan toma. Bumbalam biari dan toma, kapacilam biari dan toma, bumbalam biari dan toma. Jangan bersana pun lebih salah situ biar babi kaule. Kacami ha, tidak berkaya madam bara. Bumjam dua biari tidak berkaya madam bara. Sulung dua biari tidak berkaya madam bara. Lamci kubalsa dua biari tidak berkaya madam bara. Bantu pun kukuam dah bulan bukinya. Sulung coba ganda bulan dunia. Apa yang nunggu mana syuruh berasa biar puluh. Mumpet itu ya rupiah berasa biar kamu ditunguna. Ayam syuruh bakal sulit betul kafan sama lagi punya rupiah. Syuruh dah sudah uni untuk apa suiri. Kalau pasar biar je pasar ini bagimu. Mumpet ini pulen nak kamu jadi zangu kalau bengjem dua biar balam sandal dua biar balam. Sincina balam, Yawana balam, Batuna balam, Puntu dalam sejarah mua pun sudah pulang biasa nampak betul apa tu Gborbu. Aku Abang Tindana mua kumbu pula dah pulang nasi nampak tu mama. Simply she would believe that Pulanashi and Balam Katumare. Wouldn't carry up on more shade of Pulambia. Is I am to Yella, Pulsa, the Sergeant who got the Centuma, Centuma to motion Katumama. No motion Katumama. But through what Pelasian Katumama. Yellow what Pelasian Katumama. The Chawla can yell shamu. Beside your Mazu, your pump, you get Pulana Tindana that year, Tindana that year be asking Katumama. I am no Mazu, your pump. ayam dana tinda Gborbu tinda Gborbu solution katam mama when da Gborbu kan dar shirna jiran bal katam mari.
Yes, what he did, he was praising the ancestors up to their current
Moved. The house that I came from, we were told that the old lady that was married to the girl father that made up my portion of our soul. They said the old lady came with the sister, but what they could only remember by the fathers was that this old lady, whenever she wanted to call the sister, she would say, Kamna. And what again they were saying, they said one says Kamna, then there was something, Ketichan. So this old woman formed the clan of which I came from. But all we know is just this. If we get to chant, we don't know what language.
The year, Imo Shama, those who tell them, never that yellow, Manda by the banner. That means we get Paman no go back. So the open door to the camera. Come back at the chance. So when I have a so he will go my mouth of food. And Barum was some Shama.
Is this Kamna?
Yes, Kamna. Papa Kamna. Papa, Kamna got Chantamana.
Kamna, my grandfather was saying, you are
It's a long time. Yes, Abian Kamna, when the person is specific time. Abian Kana. I know coming. Like, I'll tell you, Papa Kamna. Got a champ. Then I'll say, Abian Kana champ. That means the person is specific time. Come and then.
We didn't trace the language. So
That is the banner.
all we know is Kamna. Eja Kamnashia, or he's from the Kamnas from.
So we are now found a root.
And Mokete Lawe, who is a progenitor of Nuumo, has a bigger shrine at Barret.
That is not easy.
We don't know where.
So this is a divine call or a divine sending. Yes, you have come to trace your root. Yes, so we call you Shigama the Wachi. You are half the woman, half guy. The meaning.
We are not there if it will be written for us.
Then actually, the parish has an elder at in Accra. The MD for KEK, Eco Residential. Yes. So he's the plantation chief for this parish. He's Chief Sarwali of KEK. Well, you know, as well, but there's more. Later, food is a individual is number two, so you want something quick, you call him to inform them. That is true. It was
National House of Chiefs. National House of Tindana. When you look back where it's a government government, you go to the yeah. So you come
so, convention do Nimana, it's 3 man. Mukana Shaka, Alakana, Ubana Shaka, Obat. I don't put a your pa, Yamana. You are really very Tamale. I was Sukabayina. But for me, at that. Babu Shagama, I used to Shadaya Nigeria, Babu Nigeria, Shabi Ethiopia. Ethiopia, Radula Ribanana, and the Cape, Kashmir, Mali, Wadi, Yam, I did, but not to have what I can look for the Bamboni Anka. So, yes, this is
in addition, when we mention these 7 divisions of them, we have another 7 division of the Dangme. The Dangme, they stretch from the back of the boom, Nuumo, Bram, Adan, Afienya is included. Then we have the Shai, Dodowa, Doyumu, Kodiabe, and then we come to our brothers also at one has escaped. But they are the Dangme. So Osudoku, yes, Osudoku. So all these areas from the jungle, then we have the gun from Tamale, Tindana. So the Gborbu reigns supreme.
No, you are the day, you are playing on that. The Shokala Manjane, the Bungari Gardambi. From Tema, Ali to Athenia, Monoposu. But that would be a day, Nua, Molo, then I choose for this. Yes. So, on this road, Tamale, Tindana, the Poland, very, very, very happy. What the brother was not sleeping over. That is what has happened here. And now that you have got the message, I'm happy that we recognize each other. Yes. And they are absent. Whether there should be another meeting where we'll have the occasions to have a very big meeting. We are fast to get the other agency that we pay super discuss things what our meeting here where our conference of the Tindana should go far where the media can capture it. Wish when you go back, you sketch it with that and see how you can start the process. So how you can take the next step. The process has started and then the process come together. Call the media and tell them how they want to achieve.
They have just given me a message. Gborbu is watching this live on television.
Yeah. Next chapter, the second man, the children, bye-bye. But my European, you don't know how to do it. I come on my printing media house, so the elders are absent, and my grandfather is absent. That you should choose a venue. He's ever ready, but he wants to see his brother. Yes. They can see one another. They can see one another. Yes. But the Yana cannot see them. Even he sitting at that, the Yana cannot see him. Because they are Tindana. Yes. You I don't know your part, but even the Gamache.
He's listening to
the Gamache, if he sees him, you have to start looking for a new Gamache. You saw the overhead? Yes. It was my grandfather, Tindana, did poor libation, and the Yana was coming. So when he was coming, they had to miss the Tindana away. They just don't see eye to eye. If they see the border will remain, but the alien will move. So the same thing to the Wulomo and the Gamache. With the Gamache, doesn't want any land, doesn't pour libation. Yes. It doesn't pour libation. Yes. And this is the beginning or the start of Tamale. Yes. So on this note, yes, we say a very big thank you to you especially because I look at the weather and I told them that I'm doubting the weather because the visibility was 0. But the messenger came and said we're in town. We are happy you arrived safely and we wish you safe journey back to Accra and we should relay our message to our grandfathers. And we should be in a steady organization. Yeah. Well, today is gone, tomorrow is very soon come. Okay, go. Let's leave a legacy. Let's fight for the Tindana. Let the Tindana be recognized.
Right. It's evening. Around 6 p.m.
6 o'clock.
Yes. We have to check it out.
4. Okay. So, we want to go around. Okay.